Hello and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, you guys know how much I love you and appreciate you. So sorry it's been a while since I have filmed. I know it has been. I've just been, oh my gosh, well, busy. We'll say that. So I was digging in my stuff for building my planner, right? Because I finally found the Nick the Booksmith video that I needed for how I wanted to try to bind this. So I was just gathering some things. I need to find some papers to go like around these kind of signatures. And I wanted to incorporate a couple pockets and just pieces. So I found this pocket. I had mass made a few of these. I say mass made. I think I made like, I don't know, 6 or so of them. Anyway, and so I found this one with this guy, and I thought, well, we need something for the back of the fan pocket, but he's a little too big. So I'm going to cut him down. And I'm not going to cut a lot off of him. I'm just going to cut like, I don't know, ever so much off. This doesn't even feel like it's hitting that. This new trimmer is so crazy. So I have to tell you guys, I am having a kind of a love-hate relationship with this thing because I love the fact that it has a scoring blade on it. Love, love, love that. Did I tell you guys I ordered it? I think I did. Anyway, because you guys know I've been cursing that Fiskars trimmer for like ever. And so I finally broke down and bought a new trimmer. And my friend says, I told you it had the score blade on it when I told you about it. And I'm like, well, I forgot. Okay? I forgot. But one thing I'll say about feedback on the trimmer is on my Fiskars trimmer, it has this wire. So if you have the Fiskars trimmer, you know that it has this wire. Well, me and my eyesight, I know that I can put that wire right where this blade is supposed to cut. It doesn't always cut there, but it's supposed to. On this trimmer, I don't have that wire. And because this is like so dark, I guess, I don't know. I'm really struggling with seeing it. So for example, I just want to cut a little bit more off of this pocket because I don't want to impinge it, right? Well, I can put it here and I'm like, okay, well this gap for the blade, to me, I feel like it's really, really wide. And I'm not able to determine exactly where this is going to cut yet. Okay, I mean, it's got the little lines here, whatever. So I've been just using the score blade on it and saying, oh, okay. And then I make the adjustment that way. There's got to be an easier way. And I don't think I said that in the last video because I did start to film a different video, but I haven't posted it and I'm not sure I'm going to. So anyway, so this is going to be a pocket, and see, we have that overhang there, and I don't want that. So I think what I'm going to do is just take that corner off. And if I don't like the looks of it, it's only paper. But, and see, this is another one of those instances, like, where is this going to actually cut, right? So hopefully, okay, it did what I wanted it to do. Interesting. I don't know. I'm still trying to learn how to use it. But it does cut very nicely and it cuts straight. So that was the whole purpose of getting a new one. Okay, so I'm going to put that on there, and I actually took a little too much off of that, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. It's fine. Actually, I could cut even a little bit of that top off, but I'm not going to. We're just going to go with it. It's fine. Maybe we'll put an embellishment there of some sort, or even just like fold a ticket and put there. That might be kind of cute. Maybe not this particular ticket, but it is orange. So maybe we will just put a ticket there and fold it, and then it'll kind of like hide my mistake. But this is one of those things that folds up for a journaling space. So we do need to stamp something. I need to put a little bit of a decoration here. I don't know who Pierre is. Maybe he's one of the husbands of the ladies. I'm not sure. But anyway. Okay, so I hope everybody's doing well. It's been kind of a busy day already. What is this? It's Tuesday. And I looked at the date and I already forgot. It's Tuesday, August 15th. And I've just been really busy. Chloe Louise, yes, Mark laughs at me because I call her Chloe Louise. I'm like, well, it's kind of a play on our last name, so whatever. Anyway, she has to get used to writing in the RV because she's going to go with us this winter. And she is, so she has to get used to it. And the RV is like a rolling earthquake. If you have an RV, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just can be very loud and bumpy, and I don't want her to be frightened. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on that little corner there just to hold it. But anyway, so I put her in her crate today, and I put her in the car, wrapped the seatbelt around the crate, and took her to pick up groceries with me and drop off recycle. And oh, was she not happy. She was yelling at me and she was like, why, Mom? Why? But she did really well, and she really didn't cause that much of a fuss. So for that, I'm very, very grateful. And she tolerated it. This is not what I wanted. I didn't want butterflies or flowers. Pierre doesn't want a flower. Anyway, so she did really well. And ooh, what about a big rub on it, like a big number or something there? That might be kind of cool. And so anyway, she rode well, and she's going to have to go again. She actually has a vet appointment on Monday to get her. Funny story. You don't know, some of you have been following me for a while and some of you haven't. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, sorry. But for those of you who've been following since we got home, you know we came home to this cat. And oh my goodness, what an episode it's been. Ooh, Ritz Theater. Let's do it. And do we want to go that way with it? Do I want 2 tickets on it? Probably not. Anyway, so we can't really get a straight answer about where this cat came from. That's neither here nor there. The cat's here. We kept her. We didn't let her go away. And lots of stories there. But anyway, the cat is ours now. She's no longer the child's cat. We've taken possession of her. So I actually found, when we were packing his stuff, I found a folder. My girlfriend has the cat's information. No, I found it. She's been to the vet. She's had her rabies vaccine. But I didn't know if she'd had anything else. So I called the vet, and incidentally, whatever, the cat was taken to the same vet where I took my father-in-law's cat the other day. And, or his wife's cat, who's ever, whatever. And, ooh, that clock might be cool on there. Anyway, so I found the paperwork, and I didn't realize before that it was the vet until I was looking at the paperwork today or yesterday, whatever, to figure out if she'd been vaccinated for her, like I knew the rabies paperwork was in there, but I didn't know if any of her other stuff was in there. And so I called the office and I was like, so I just happened to bring this other cat to you on Wednesday. Oh yeah, I remember. And I said, I have this paperwork, and apparently my son has brought this cat to you. And she was like, I'm really not supposed to tell you anything. I'm like, but the cat's mine now. And she says, well, he really needs to tell us that she's yours so I can disclose to you. And I said, listen, the cat's mine. We didn't let him, he couldn't take her when he moved out. She's our cat. So what does she need? What has she had? What does she need? And how did you age her? Because the paperwork says she's 2, and she's really not a very big cat, you guys. I mean, I cannot believe she's 2 years old. I mean, she's a tiny little thing. Oh, she's so cute. But anyway, I just love her. And so she finally was like, okay. And so she told me what she needed. And so I made her an appointment, and I'll take her down on Monday to get it. But I mean, I completely understand that they're not supposed to tell because, you know, oh, that pink is gorgeous. Oh, what about that brown behind there? Just for a touch of something. So I know that they're not supposed to tell. And I get that because, you know, HIPAA and all that stuff. But I'm like, listen, I have to bring her down so she's taken care of, and we're taking her out of state. Like, she's going to travel with us, so we need to know, like, what does she need and, you know, whatever. And so she conceded and told me what she needs and, you know, whatever, and put me as her owner. But she's like, I am leaving your son as a backup contact just for continuity of the record. And I'm like, that's fine, I guess. And Mark's like, why? She's our cat. I'm like, just go with it. We'll try to fix it when we take her down next week. but oh my gosh, what a disaster. I mean, just, my child. Oh, he's going to be the death of me, you guys. He's just going to be the death of me. He is stressing me out. I've sent him some text messages regarding important things that need to be taken care of. And do you think he's answering me? No. He's not even acknowledging me, which is just to rub me raw. I know what he's doing. He thinks he's just being so grown up. We've had some major changes, or he has had some major life changes with some very immature decisions, and Dad and I are pretty disappointed in him, but I mean, we can't even talk to him about it because he won't answer our phone calls or text messages or anything, which, you know, he's got to do his thing. He's got to live his little life and feel like he's doing what he thinks is best, even though we're both like, oh my gosh, you are making some mistakes. But isn't that part of growing up? We all have to make mistakes before we know that we're making them, you know? So, it is what it is. I swear, if I never say that again in the rest of my life, once we're through with all this stuff, I'll be just fine with it. Because I actually hate saying that. But right now, we're going with it. Okay, I think I'm just going to put that there. Just for a little bit of something to break up that background. And actually, is that going to impede that opening? Yes. So maybe we need a different one. But anyway, so yeah, so little Miss Chloe Louise, I did it again. Such a habit to reach for that one. So little Miss Chloe Louise was in the car going to the grocery store today. We went and dropped off Recycle and went to the grocery, and she was just meowing and trying to bite the cage. I'm like, you're not gonna like bite your way out of that thing, sister. You're in there. And so she was good though. She was really, really good. And so that was good. She's so funny. She went right in the kennel. But I learned something the other day. I'm like, I'm almost 46 years old, and I never knew this. But I put her butt first because when I had to take that other cat to the doctor, oh, I like that on there. There, okay. And when I had to take the other cat down to the vet, she was trying to bite me. I mean, she was just totally gonna eat my hand off. And so I told Mark's stepmom, I'm like, I can't get her in here. And here she's blind on the walker, right? So she comes over and she sits down on the walker. And she's like, here, let me have her. Oh, okay. Sure, here, you have her. Butt in, dropped the cat right in. She set the kennel, the carrier, like upright so the door was facing up. Put her butt in. Shut the door, never had an issue, and I was like, I can't believe I didn't know that after all these years. In all fairness, I don't haul cats around very much. Like when we had our last cat, he was Hobbs, and he was the best cat ever. Oh my gosh, I swear Chloe is Hobbs reincarnated because she has a lot of the same personality traits, and he was a really unique cat. And the reason we didn't get another cat after we had to have him put down because there was nobody going to replace him. Because he was just really had great personality, loved to play, like all this stuff, right? And Chloe does a lot of the same stuff, so it's really kind of bizarre. Where did I set that orange ticket? There it is. And anyway, so I tell Mark all the time, I'm like, I swear Hobbs has come back to us in her, in her form. And so anyway, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, Hobbs, when we used to take him, we would have to, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just cut this like in half. Where did I scissors? I cleaned up a little bit. I was listening to Lisa this morning when she was cleaning up, and I was cracking up because she was talking about like RVing and stuff they had to fix on theirs, and I was just dying laughing because I totally understood some of what she was talking about. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, we had Hobbs, and we had to, oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, well, it's getting cut there now because I scored it. And so anyway, I would put him on a harness and put him in the car, and he would just go with me like around town or to take Recycle or whatever, because where we lived in Arizona, I don't think I like that now that I cut that. Where we lived in Arizona, you had to like take the recycle bins to the recycle place, And I need to reinforce this. Remember on your book pages, if it's kind of fragile or it's, what's the word? Fragile or brittle almost, and you can still use them, just make sure you're reinforcing them, because they will break. Like, especially I was planning to make this like a little tuck here, and they will break off, and so you don't want that. So I just want to stabilize it with just a little piece of paper. So anyway, so a Hobbs, I would just put him in his little harness, and he would just sit on the console and ride with me, and we just had a good time going, and he didn't mind going. So then when we moved across country, when we moved here, he would just ride, you know, in my lap, or he'd put his little feet up on the door and look out the window as we were going down the road, or he'd climb under the seat and ride under the seat because there was room for him. And then when he needed to go, you know, we'd stop at a, you know, gas station or something and pull his little litter box out, and he could go potty. And we just kept that in the bed of the truck when we were traveling. And he was so good, so we'd stop and give him a treat, and or let him eat, you know. And anyway, he traveled with us really, really well. And he went cross country twice, and that's a long drive to go to Arizona and back. So hopefully little Miss Chloe will adapt and tolerate the RV. I hate to have her in her kennel the whole time we're driving, because I mean those can be very long days. But if she doesn't tolerate, you know, if she doesn't tolerate it, she's gonna have to ride in her kennel. My concern is just like if she tried to get up in the driver's lap or whatever, because we can't have that. Oops, sorry, I just hit the phone. We can't have that because that would endanger the driver, well, all of us really. And I can't stand when I see people with their dogs in their laps when they're driving. I'm like, that dog's gonna cause a wreck, people. But that's just my personal opinion. So you can see I have this where it's not into that fold, because I don't want it to impede that laying flat. But we still need something here. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is glue this down, and then I'll figure it out. I'm trying to use up the rest of this tacky glue. I did get a new bottle. Mark's so funny. I asked him to get me some. He got the little bottle. Like, what am I going to do with the little bottle? But he said they didn't have the bigger bottle. But they have a new tacky glue. It's called Turbo or something. I don't know. Oh, is this not going to open? And so he didn't get that. I'm like, oh, I didn't know they had that, so I need to try it. But he said it was like 4 times the price of the regular tacky glue. And I'm like, oh, I'll just stick with what I use. All right, I need to wash that lid. But anyway, I guess I blabbed about cats long enough, but it's just been an interesting morning. And like I said, Mark makes fun of me for calling her Chloe Louise. And I'm like, well, you know, our last name is Lewis, so actually it could just be a play on our last name there, guy. But I just, usually I call her that when she's in trouble. Like, she bites me too hard when we're playing, or if I catch her on the counter, which makes me crazy. I can't stand a cat on the counter. But she's just like, what are you going to do about it? Oh, I guess I won't tuck that down in there with the way I did that, will I? Oh, I need to tack that down too, right there. I made all these, and I haven't actually used any of them. So I made these last summer, I think, because I was trying to clean up my table and use up scraps. Okay. All right. So we'll have to figure out what we want on that corner, and I want to stamp some design in there. So let me grab a stamp, and I'll be right back. My goodness, you guys, I didn't realize I was blabbing for 20 minutes. Were you like, would you be quiet and do something? So anyway. So in an interesting twist, though, I did run into my son's girlfriend at the vet's office on Wednesday, which was a total God thing. So that was interesting. Do I want to do that sideways? Ooh. Yeah. So that was kind of a shock to both of us, because I haven't seen her since we've been back. A lot going on, guys. Just a lot. But, you know, I was like, well, normally I'm more diplomatic, and I have thought of things I wanted to say to you if I had the opportunity, but clearly I wasn't expecting to see you today. I said, so things are just kind of falling out of my mouth. And, yeah. So, who knows? Hopefully things will get better. I just keep praying about it and hoping that, you know, everybody will come to their senses. Let's let that dry. All right. So I was cleaning up a little bit. I did watch the Nick the Booksmith video on how I wanted to bind my, oh, I like that. I think that's going to be cute. And that's a nice little pop of color there. But we still need something for right here. I'll figure that out. I don't know what I want to do. This is kind of like, ow, sharp metal. Never mind. I don't know what this, where I got that. It's like a roll of metal something. It's really kind of cool, but anyway. So I've got to get that made. I have to do, I think I'm going to use my Tim Holtz paper for it because I love my Tim Holtz paper so much. Why not use it on something that I'm going to use like every day or almost every day, right? I mean, that makes sense to use the things that you love on something that you're using to keep your life organized, right? So I'm planning to do that. And I don't know, ow, my poor thumbnail. I don't know, oh, there it is. I'm looking all over for that little button. It's too big, but that would be cute there. I don't have any buttons on my desk. I put them all away after the Christmas project, like a goober. I should have kept a few out for us. What about just a little piece of fabric, like a little fabric tag, tab. Not that color, but I like the idea. Oh, that's pretty bright, isn't it? So I think that's what I'm going to do. I have, I have to get, that's pretty bright. I feel like this is really bright, but we're doing pops of color, right? So what about just a little tab there? And then that will poke out. Be like, hey, pull me. I like the orange better. Yeah, we're gonna do the orange. So I have to get that done. I'm gonna finish this video and then I'm actually gonna work on that. It's not one, I wasn't planning on filming that because I'm not sure it's a new binding method. It's actually a book binding method. So, oh, you know, if I was thinking, I would have just stapled that. That's too big. Let's cut that down some. But anyway, so I have to get all of that. Or I could do bees. No, I can't do bees because my bee paper doesn't match the paper. Now that would be cute with a little dangle hanging off of it, wouldn't it? Or maybe a little button sewn on there. Let me go find a button. So I found this little kind of gem blingy thing there. So I think I'm going to use that. It had on the bottom of it like a pointy bit. Oh, here's another one. Oh, let me just make another mess on my table. So it has like this pointy back on it. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, so I put it on, took the pointy part on the back and kind of sanded it off, which was really hard. I was like trying to just keep my finger on it and press down on the nail file. So I have that little piece of bling or that little button. That little button, I kind of like it. I wanted a contrast in color. That's why I didn't try to find my orange stuff. Definitely don't want a heart. I'll probably never use that heart on anything. Why are these all stuck together? Oh, somebody's got little glue dots on the back of these. Great. Got those in some Happy Mail, I think. I think I got this whole thing in Happy Mail. But anyway. All right, so I like the orange. I definitely want the orange sticking out there. Ooh, that's like almost like a brooch. Ooh, that kind of looks old-timey. We'll use that one. Okay. But anyway, okay. So, yeah, we're going to get this done. And then I had another piece I was going to work on because I had an idea when I found a piece. But now this one's taking so long and I'm just blabbing away. Hopefully, we can get another piece worked on this. You know, I'm trying not to show all of what I'm doing like I told you guys before because this is a gift and in case my one friend is the one who gets it, I do want her to have some surprises you know, and let's push that down some. I don't normally do this on things, but I don't normally have like angled pages either, but I think it's gonna be fine. I hope it's gonna be fine. Okay, so there's that, and then let me get my gem glue. It's called gem glue. It's a Beacon product. I don't have a label on here, but I know that's what this is. Actually, I took it out of the original bottle because the tip I don't know what I did to the tip, but it was almost like broken, and it came out so fast that I had a really difficult time controlling it, and this glue is pretty fluid anyway. I feel like it is. So I put it in this Sugar Bell bottle, and I think it's fine. All right. That could be a little bit more. Well, it's there now. I'll have to take my glue eraser to that. So I'll let that dry, set that aside, and try not to bump it. Haha, funny. And then I have on this piece here, this is gonna be a side tuck, and I found this belt thingy, or I think it looks like a belt. And so what I'm going to do is get some like blue or orange sari and put like a sash on each end of it. And so let me dig that out, and I'll be back in a minute. Well, this video is getting long. Hopefully you guys don't mind. I'm sorry, I was certainly blabbing, wasn't I? I got some sari out here, and I'm just kind of auditioning some colors. And I think I really like this color. Oh, it's got little gems on it at the other end. I really like this color. I think I'm going to go with it because it definitely is reminiscent of peacocks. And look, it's got a little bit of bling on the end of it there. Did it come through? Hopefully you can see that. And so I'm just going to cut some. I don't want to cut too much off here. But what I'm thinking is on this piece, this is going to be almost like a belt with ties off the ends of it. And then what's going to happen is that little belt will be like a tuck. Yeah, I think so. Okay. I think so. Hopefully this works out like I have envisioned. And I had something that I saw on Kyung Shotwell. I found a video of hers that was a flip through of like a Tim Holtz journal that was like, I don't know, last year or something. And I saw a piece on her page, in her journal, and I'm like, ooh, I want to borrow that idea. It was a great idea. And yeah, I want to use it. Okay, what I was thinking, I bet I can't get that through there. So I am going to have to cut this. And that is cut. That's okay. It's part of it. Doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm going to put these through here, and maybe I'll sew them so it'll just be like a belt. See, like that. And then it'll hang. Maybe I'll have to bring that up a little bit more. And turn that, flip it. So I'll get this worked out, and I'll come back and it'll be down, and then it'll be like it's her belt. Like a person's belt. I don't know whose belt, but somebody's belt. But that'll just give a little bit of color on that page too. And use this little bracelet. I think this is a bracelet piece. I don't really know what this is. I'm assuming it's a bracelet. But anyway, I think that'll be fun on there. So I'll be back. Sometimes you have an idea and it just doesn't work, and that's okay. This piece is just not working on this band like I want it to have the ties on the ends. So I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to wait to see if you guys have any great ideas on how I can make this work, because I just can't. I mean, unless I just stitch it to the paper itself, which I guess I could do, it would just require a lot of wrapping of thread to have it. I even cut a piece of ribbon, and I thought, well, I can thread the ribbon through it, but it's not wanting to lay properly. This sari is too stiff. This just doesn't want to lay right. So none of it's really working for me. And it's okay. I'm not like mad. I'm not upset about it. I'm just like, well, It was just a cool piece of jewelry, and I thought I could use it for a belly band, but I can't on this particular page. So we'll just stick that back up here and put a pin in that idea for now and let it go and move on. The other idea I got, so this was the idea from Kyung, and hopefully I remember to tag her. If I don't, somebody tell me that I didn't. But anyway, it was like a video of a Tim Holtz flip through that she did from, like, I don't know, last year I think it was. But so it was just a piece of coffee dyed paper, and it's just folded either way, and she folds it almost not quite in half like this, and then decorates, puts an eyelet in, and creates a tie, and it tucks and everything. But you know, I think it may have been folded in such a way that the paper was actually in thirds. Let me see if I can find this picture really quickly. Yeah, she did. She actually folded it in actual thirds. So we'll get a different piece of paper. Hang on. Sometimes you have an idea and it just doesn't work, and that's okay. This piece is just not working on this band like I want it to have the ties on the ends. So I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to wait to see if you guys have any great ideas on how I can make this work, because I just can't. I mean, unless I just stitch it to the paper itself, which I guess I could do, it would just require a lot of wrapping of thread to have it. I even cut a piece of ribbon, and I thought, well, I can thread the ribbon through it, but it's not wanting to lay properly. This sari is too stiff. This just doesn't want to lay right. So none of it's really working for me. And it's okay. I'm not like mad. I'm not upset about it. I'm just like, well, it was just a cool piece of jewelry, and I thought I could use it for a belly band, but I can't on this particular page. So we'll just stick that back up here and put a pin in that idea for now and let it go and move on. The other idea I got, so this was the idea from Kyung, and hopefully I remember to tag her. If I don't, somebody tell me that I didn't. But anyway, it was like a video of a Tim Holtz flip through that she did from, like, I don't know, last year I think it was. But so it was just a piece of coffee dyed paper, and it's just folded either way, and she folds it almost not quite in half like this, and then decorates, puts an eyelet in, and creates a tie, and it tucks and everything. But you know, I think it may have been folded in such a way that the paper was actually in thirds. Let me see if I can find this picture really quickly. Yeah, she did. She actually folded it in actual thirds. So we'll get a different piece of paper. Hang on. So I folded another piece of paper. And keep in mind, when you coffee dye paper, or you dye paper, or you just get your paper wet, it's fibrous, so it's going to change shape. So this looks on this side like it's not folded straight, but on this side the edge is matched up. So just keep that in mind. You know, even though you haven't cut your paper or whatever, you may still need to make adjustments when you're using a dyed piece of paper, because it does change the I mean, it doesn't necessarily change the shape of the paper, but in an aspect, I guess it does, because it shrinks or twists or warps or whatever. So I'll just trim that off. I'm not that worried about it. I'm getting weird reflections, and these boys just walked by, so I'm kind of like keeping an eye out the window. Not that I think they're up to no good, but you never know. So, see, that's kind of poked out there. So I'll just trim that off. And it's just a little sliver, so you're not even really going to notice that it's been trimmed. Okay, so I think based on the screenshot I took for the idea, I think she had a hole punch or an eyelet like in that middle piece. Let me try to pull it back up like a goober. I closed out of the picture, and I'm just kind of like zooming in on it, and so it's kind of hard for me. I can't really share with you what I'm looking at necessarily, but it's just a screenshot of what she's got. So I think I'll do a gold eyelet, or do I want to do, Oh, I have a brown one. I could do brown. Hardly ever use them. Yeah. I could have used one of these little cute ones, but I don't know if I'll ever get a string through that or not. Probably not, especially today. My fingers are like weird. I have some days where I can tell I've been doing things with my hands because my hands don't want to cooperate. Hey, oh, did I tell you guys already? I don't think I did. Mark has finally had an opportunity to start pulling new wire in the other room. And so I'm really, really, really excited about that. Like really, really excited. Triple really. You know what I think I want to do? I think where I'm going to put that just for a reinforcement, I think I just want to put a piece of something to stabilize this paper because it's just copyweight paper. It's not a significant piece of paper. I do actually need to dye paper, you guys. So let's just do this, and then we have, let's see, I could just do a piece of that, but I don't know that I want to do that. We could do a piece of this right here. Oh, we can do that 3. But if I do that 3, then the eyelet's gonna go right through the 3, isn't it? So maybe let's not do that. Let's do a piece of this. I'm not really going to be able to tell what it is anyway. Let me sound effects. So I'll get that glued on there. Get my eyelet put in there. Make sure. Now which direction is this going to go? It's going to go like this. So I need my eyelet to be like on this side, I think. Is she in the middle one? I guess it doesn't really matter. Why would it be like that? No, we want to be on the middle one because then it'll keep it closed. Okay, trying to work my way through this. So let me figure it out and then I'll come back and I will tell you kind of where I think I'm going to do it on this one because that'll be the inside one. And then I'm going to just put my glue around the outer edge so I can proceed here. So let me get this glued down, get the eyelet put in there, and I'll come back. Okay. So I have measured this and kind of cut enough to leave like a frame around it. And then this piece as well. So what's going to happen is I'm going to ink this and glue around it. I got my new daubers, look, and it's got the flat end so they stand up. I'm really excited about this design. I think that the tweaking to the plan was fantastic. So if a new dauber that will stand up on your desk is something that you're interested in, please let me know. I will be able to get some more cut. And sold. I got 4 cut. 2 of them are already spoken for. So, and I'm using this one. So I do have 1 available right now. If anybody's interested in it, just let me know. But anyway, I love the design. I think that it's really great because, you know, they roll around on your desk. And then if you're like me, you get ink where you don't want ink. And so by having the new design on it, it keeps it from rolling around on my desk. So again, if you're interested, let me know and I can get some more cut. Like I said, I've got 2 that are spoken for, that I have 1 that is available, and then you know, I'm using the 1, but I can get more cut. So anyway, okay. And I like the handle and how the handle's done. I was like, I need something that's easier on my hand to hold. You know, if I'm doing a lot of inking, it's really nice to have that bigger grip for me. And my little hands like, oh my goodness. Okay, so that's glued on there. Now you notice that you can't see the eyelet on this piece, and that's okay because now what's going to happen is we'll go in there and put it in there. hopefully I got that kind of in the middle. It looks like I might be a little bit off. I centered it on that piece rather than actually on which way does this go? Yeah, the curved goes up. I thought so. I'm looking at it funny. Okay, so then what's going to happen is my tie has to be flat under here. I think I do want to use this. I just love this color. It's so vibrant and it really, really makes me happy. And do you know that in all of my ribbons on I have one of those shoe holder thingies on my door, and that's where I keep my ribbons, and I don't have any orange ribbon. Oh, I do. I have one roll of thin orange ribbon. Isn't that funny? Okay, I don't want that too far in because this has to hide it and cover it. So I might have to trim the edge of that just a little bit. So, you guys, I am such a lucky person. I have some really amazing friends, and I had said to my one friend, I'm trying to film and I swear it just sounds like gibberish. And she says, well, maybe you need to get out. And I'm like, I took recycle this morning and I went to get groceries. Isn't that enough out for one day? She says, go to the beach or something. And I'm like, I would love to do that, but it's raining today. Well, it's off and on raining. It's kind of weird, but we need the rain. We got, the grass seed sown where we filled in that pond failure episode. Anyway, we got that all filled in, and so we've got grass seed down there, so we're grateful that we've had some nice light rains and not like soupy super torrential downpours that would just wash our seed out, and I just tried to line that up so on both sides it was like, even though there's a break in it, it still kind of looks like a continuation, I think. Okay, so that's down on that side, and that's a really long piece of sari, but I'm not worried about it being so long. The reason that I'm not worried about it is because I'll use these in like tag ties and stuff like that. So, so this one is going to, actually, I think I'll use this one. And I think I have my eyelet setter set wrong again, you guys. No, I have a really hard time with that. Okay, so this I just want to have, oh look, I do have the little paisley piece. I put the wrong end in. Okay, so this one, yeah, because I just knocked the brown off of it. Do I want to do it like that? Or do I just want to leave it like that? Oh, I was afraid of that. That's okay. We're just going to tie it. I may change that out. Well, I can't change it out, can I? Because I glued it. It's okay. You know what I'm going to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this through like this. And then what I'm going to do is take the thread that keeps coming off of it, and I'm going to wrap it around because it's the sari thread. It's silk thread. It should hold. Sorry, I know I'm out of screen there. And I'm going to tie that in a knot. Maybe. Come on, fingers, cooperate. Okay, well, I'll get that tied around there. It broke, so I may need to actually use some embroidery thread, but I'll get that wrapped around there, and then I'll tie this. I'll do that off screen so I can end this video for you guys. But anyway, so then what's going to happen is we're just going to have this tied in a bow like this, and then it can set on a page somewhere and be it'll be a little journaling piece, or we could just put it in a pocket too. So I'm, probably should have used a lighter weight ribbon, but I love this color sari, and it's a nice pop of color. And I think that we have room to use it on this page, so I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to cut that until I get that tied. But then we have a little piece that unfolds and gives us journaling space. So hopefully you gained something out of this video. Number one, not everything that we try is a success, but that's okay. It's great to have the ideas, and I haven't completely given up on this piece yet. I still want to use it, but I'm still going to try to formulate a way to make it work. Then we have this, which I'm really glad I saw that in Kyung's video. This is a great way to add a little pop of decoration, as well as giving an extra space for journaling. Like that's pretty much an entire page now that we can write on. So thank you for joining me. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Thank you for your grace. I know I'm a little chaotic today, but it seems like that's been most days lately. But I do need to work on this. I'm going to clean this up a little bit, set it aside, work on my planner, and I may come back and just show you what I come up with on that in a different video, obviously, and then go from there. But I just gotta get myself organized, you guys. So thank you for joining me. Love and lots of hugs to all of you. I hope you're doing wonderfully. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.